The old rivals, Rome and Carthage, back at it again. We're back with another Rome 2 battle, and my name is PopeJohnPaul, and yeah, today it is a very close battle. It's a 1v1, Rome versus Carthage, as I've already said, and yeah, it's very, very close. I play this with one of my subscribers, and yeah, it's insanely close. And I know I've said it about 3 times already, but this comes down to the wire. So we'll quickly go over some of the army comps. I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 units of legionaries and 4 units of hastati is my front infantry units that I'm going to basically hold the line and try and push back these Carthaginian scum. And then I've got behind them, I've got a 1, 2 units of Triarii and then 3 units of Principes to basically bulk up any holes that are made or used for flanking units. I then have 3 units of Socii Equites. Quickly have a look at some of these guys. They look amazing. Look at these guys. Don't they just look amazing? Oh, they look good. And then I've also got the classic like Rome 2 archers. Well, Rome archers that everyone goes for. The auxiliary Syrian archers, which are just amazing, aren't they? Just don't even bother with like the rest of their like their other archers. The Baelek slingers and normal like slingers and levies. Why bother? Just get auxiliary archers, guys. It's just the go-to strat with Rome. And then I've got my legatus, and that's it. It's a very simple army. Not very much to it. Carthage, on the other hand, has Italian swordsmen, a lot of Libyan infantry, and he's also got Carthaginian hoplites, late Libyan hoplites, and then he's got more mercenary Italian swordsmen, and then he's brought a lot of mercenary Cretan and Balearic archers. So that will be interesting. He's got a lot more missiles than I do. Look at that. Look at them all marching by. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh. Beautiful game, Rome 2. Just look at that, all marching by. Yeah, so he's got a lot more archers than I do, and so he'll be able to skirmish me out. And he's also got very much under strength force at the moment, so he may have some stuff hidden. I am not hidden or just in reserve that I cannot see yet. I'm thinking there might be something over here in this wooded area ready to pounce out if I make a move. But so yes, we're fighting in the pyramids where everyone knows that Carthage and Rome fought regularly, not in the city of Carthage, not in the plains of Zama, no, in the pyramids. So yeah, Carthage is getting position. I will put it on play and we will see what happens. Yeah, so if you haven't checked out any of the other games that I'm doing currently, I'm doing mainly Rome 2. It is mainly Rome 2 at the moment. I'm going to be changing that up. I have put some Thrones of Britannia up recently, and I'll put that video. It'll be either at the end of this video, there'll be a link come up on screen, or I'll put a link in the description, one or the other. But you should check out that Thrones of Britannia siege. It was an amazing siege. It's the first time I played Thrones as well. Took me a long time to get around to playing it, but I enjoyed it. It's very different to Rome 2, but we are back with a classic. It's not, I wouldn't say classic Total War game, but it is one of my favourites personally. The classics are probably the old Rome and Medieval 2, which I'm going to do some battles on as well. I was going to say a campaign, but kind of chock-a-block on the whole campaigns at the moment. So yeah, here you go. Like I said, the Numidian cavalry has arrived, and it's going to just, well, can't see it currently, but we can move through it. We're moving with the bushes. Here we go. They appear out of nowhere. They're shadows first. Numidian skirmisher cavalry, so very quick, very light, and they're gonna just harass my cavalry and army. So I try to get, you can see there I'm trying to get some Socii Equites in the way to sort of shield them, and there we go. Just jabbies straight in there, and they damage them. And we fire back with some archers to no avail. They are falling short. So that is unfortunate. So we are falling short, and now They are making a flanking maneuver, and I am slightly changed my angle of my army. It's a bit wonky is my formation. That line's very wonky. But at this point I was really worried. I was like, oh, okay, we've got horse archer problems. He's gonna just skirmish me down and just basically whittle me down till I'm no more, and then kill my cavalry off, and then with his superior archers he will kill my archers, and I can't chase him down because I have no cavalry, because it's been whittled down by horse archers. And here we go, a quick charge by my cavalry, and we are trying to catch them, but we are failing. Look at that. This is a very depleted unit already. Oh, that was dangerous. That was costly. Of course it's dangerous, it's war. So we sent this unit's pulling back and another unit's going in, and it's again taking fire. The other two units up there taking... Oh no, they're not. They are the other Numidians. So I also sent my general. I was like, right, I'm going to commit every cavalry unit possible to try and just beat them, but to no avail. So now the cavalry's just in the rear, taking shots. And then I'm like, right, we're sending the archers back. We're going to dedicate some forces, because it's getting out of hand now. I'm not taking this anymore. I'm taking unnecessary cavalry losses. How many have I taken? That one's taken 18. That one's at full strength. That one's at full strength. So one has taken a lot of losses. My general taken 5 losses himself, and pretty banged up then. Now Carthaginians moving around again, and they're moving on, like, take on my flank. They're going to force this flank and try and break me there. I think that's the aim anyway. I'm not entirely sure at this moment what the plan was from Carthage. He just seemed to keep wanting to move his army around, and I was having to keep shunting my army around to face him off. But at this point I think I've had it enough. I'm going to just send the infantry forward, and I'm like, we'll just engage, because it needs to happen, because these cavalry are causing havoc at the back, and the archers now are just there to screen. But now my archers are back here, and they can't be used to now fight the mercenary archers, mercenary slingers and archers in the front. So now my infantry is getting absolutely pounded, and we can see here, look at this. This is going to be some heavy losses as we go in. Go on, men, into the breach, into the breach. Oh, flanking shots. Oh, it's just, look at that. Oh, it's piles of dead. Javies ourselves going in. Now they're sending more Javies in and more slings. And look at this unit. Look at those units. They're just destroyed. That unit's almost broken, probably. But we now got another Hastati unit coming in, and there you go, broken. That unit was broken immediately. We've got some heavy fire. I'm having to send in the reserves already, I think. The reserves are starting to push up. I think the Principes have gone in. Yep. Triara is staying back to defend against Numidian cavalry. And at this point, I think they're just getting shot at. Well, no, they're not. They are still charging. Here we go. We finally do a little bit of damage to them, but not really enough. But anyway, back to the main fight, really, isn't it? So we've now got Principes now up against Libyan infantry, and Libyan infantry are the best, like, swords that Carthage can bring to the table, but they are still not good enough to beat the Legion of Rome. The Principes and the Legionary should have no trouble with them, and just mop these guys up pretty easily. Just quickly have a look at this line. It's looking pretty damn good. And you can see the slingers firing, and the shots coming over, and then also the archers. And these guys are deep in enemy territory. The Romans breaking it again up there. Oh no, we're not breaking, we're just repositioning. Principes are repositioning. Okay, Legionaries already at like nearly half strength against Libyans, who are actually winning slightly. That is very surprising for this sort of matchup. So now the Triarii are having to go in to bulk it up, so I'm now sacrificing my units. But we have caught one of the Numidian cavalry units over here as well. We are now massacring them. They've hit the edge of the map, and there's nowhere for them to run. And he wasn't microing here, clearly, because of the battle that was elsewhere. But they've done their duty, really. They've harassed the army and done some damage to the cavalry. And this took no losses. It's how easy melee cavalry beats them. But here, Numidian cavalry are just, I think, happily just shooting at these guys, Sokai, Equites. And now we have a huge flank going on here. So my Romans have managed to get flanked and are getting surrounded, even though there's no need for them to be flanked. I have 2 fresh units here that could be used elsewhere. And these legionaries losing are now about to break to Libyan infantry. Very, very unusual. So we'll quickly have a look at the line. It's very nice. Nice light bouncing off the helmets. I do like the old style, well, the earlier legionaries. They do look very cool. Obviously they're from like Caesar's time. They really do remind me of the Gallic campaign and stuff like that. And there you go. The Romans now pushing on. This is a flanking movement by Carthage again. Carthage is causing a lot of flanking problems, and we're breaking in the centre now, which is not good. Libyan infantry are surrounding my legionaries, and yeah, there's a lot of casualties being inflicted. We're surrounded. They're not happy with this. Very, very unfortunate. So now the Triare has gone in, and it is holding its late Libyan hoplites with auxiliary Syrian archers in the back. And this is always a good tactic if you guys have the chance. Is to, if you can pin a unit down on one side and you've still got ammunition and you've got the time to do it, and you're not being fired upon by other enemies, just shoot in the back of the Libyan hoplites. I don't think I do it in the end because I've got to shoot the Cretan archers down. And there we go, more Hastati breaking. I mean, they're not supposed to stand for long, they are just to suck up ammo, but it's not good when your units are breaking and no one else's are. But we are now starting to like surround the centre and beat them here. Cavalry is going in behind to deal with archers. And it won't be long. Oh, in fact, legionaries are breaking instead of this surrounded Libyan infantry unit. How are they standing? That is the question. They should not be standing. You have no right to stand. But yeah, looking at that, it looks amazing. They look so beautiful. I don't know why that shot needed to be in there, but then look at this, Numidian cavalry. Just into the backs, nasty. It's just gonna help, not gonna help the situation here. The Principes are breaking now. My most elite swords breaking. And this is when I was like, oh no. It's not looking good. More infantry breaking. Legionaries breaking. This is what I'm down to with infantry almost. And then this flank over here. But these hoplites seem to be able to hold on against my Triarii, which is really annoying. Even though they're winning decisively. So I was like, right, that's it. We just got to fire everything into this bunch of troops here and see if we hit what we hit. We've got Triarii and Principes. They are my most elite units. They need to be able to break these Libyan infantry. And we're now finally dealing with that Numidian cavalry. The last of the Numidian cavalry is being peppered down. But my cavalry is also doing its job, and it's breaking plenty of archers as well. So now Carthage is down to very few archers and very few ammunition as well. So we can't quite break my final infantry units yet. But it's getting very, very close. The left flank's doing well for me. I've now just won, but the right flank's not looking very good. The Triarii are now on their own. It is even, but it's not looking good. So we'll quickly watch this. Is going to do a good charge here. Into the slingers and the archers. Here we go. Very nice. And then onwards into the archers. That's it, men. Cut them down. So we're being chased by spears in the back, so we need to hurry up. Men, run! Glory of Rome requires it. Excellent. We are just about holding. And the Carthaginian hoplites have fled. And I did not mention it, but my general had at one point died in the battle. And yeah, as you can see that, as did the Carthaginian. We did miss both, but unfortunately, Carthage's spirit broke before mine. And heavy casualties for both sides. Slightly outnumbered Carthage at the beginning, but yeah, didn't really pay off his Numidian cavalry. It worked for a bit, like 56, 53. It's okay for skirmishers. 15, not so great. His archers doing amazing. His slingers doing really well. Some of his Libyan infantry doing excellent as well. His Italian swords, not really a great investment. But yeah, yeah, pretty consistent actually across with all the Libyan infantry. Hoplites not so great. But yeah, and then I got some really good kills with legionaries. Hastati getting very little, but that was expected. And then Principes doing solid as always, and cavalry, apart from this one, doing fairly well. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. That was the the old rivalry renewed. I might use that as my title. Maybe the title. If it's the title, then you know why. But yeah, until next time, guys. I will see you guys later with more campaigns and more battles, probably in Rome 2 and otherwise. My mind went blank there. So if you've not already, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. And thanks for the support so far. I can't do it without you guys. Until next time, bye for now.